It is 2:30 p.m. in Tehran at 6 a.m. at the UN. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain Verjee. You're watching CNN, the world's news leader, and this is World One live
First,
from
tough
London.
talk and painstaking diplomacy. The U.S. president faces a challenging day as he tries to avert a crisis over the Palestinians' bid for statehood. In just a few hours, Barack Obama will address the United Nations General Assembly, but it's what happens behind the scenes that's drawing the most attention. Washington is caught in the middle of a showdown between Israel and the Palestinians. Piers Morgan has spoken to Israel's Defense Minister Ehud Barak about Mr. Obama's Middle East policy. He began by asking whether the U.S. president is a friend of Israel.
I think, first of all, he's the president of America. He behaved friendly to Israel, especially in security-related issues. He's also trying, to the best of my judgment, to be even-handed with the Palestinians.
Well, the 66th General Assembly gets underway at the UN in just a few hours. World leaders are converging on New York for the big event. This year's meeting is especially significant because it is the first since uprisings and revolutions swept the Arab world. CNN's Elise Labott is following all the action for us. She joins us now live from our New York bureau. Elise, let's begin first of all with what's on the agenda today, with meetings that Barack Obama will be holding with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas.
Not only President Mahmoud Abbas, but also Prime Minister Netanyahu. I mean, the Obama administration has really been trying to avert a showdown, as you know, President Abbas going to the UN General Assembly.
Just from one disaster to the next, a killer storm is lashing the country. People in some areas are being urged to get out of their homes while trains and flights have been canceled. Typhoon made landfall just a few hours ago, bringing winds of more than 160 kilometers an hour. The storm has been blamed for at least 4 deaths, and there are fears it could slam into the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. Paula Hancock joins us now from CNN Tokyo with more on that. Paula.
Hello, Monita. Well, we have the death toll of 4 people and 3 are missing.
And Paula, from a geographic perspective, in terms of where the Fukushima nuclear power plant is, which of course is of grave concern to everyone, right, in terms of the strength of this typhoon, what are we talking about? How close, or if it is even in the typhoon's path?
Yes, we're expecting within the coming hours that it will actually skirt by Fukushima, and obviously the operators, TEPCO, are concerned by this typhoon. Now, they've said that they've cancelled all of the outdoor reconstruction work.
Okay, Paula, thank you for that. Paula Hancock's there in a very windy and rainy Tokyo.
You're watching World One live from London.
There are noisy celebrations in Sabah after revolutionaries have driven pro-Gaddafi fighters out of Libya's 4th largest city. CNN's senior international correspondent Ben Wiedemann joins us now with more details on that. Ben.
Yes, Monita, we are in the middle of Sabha. We actually set up right in front of what was one of the few remaining posters of Muammar Gaddafi.
Calling for change to a divine calling, Belgium is about to release a new code of conduct that aims to stamp out child abuse by priests. The head of the Catholic Church says the changes are needed to protect children. This comes as the Pope prepares to fly into the media spotlight with a high-profile visit to his home country of Germany. For more on the turmoil engulfing the Catholic Church, we're joined by Michael Walsh, a papal historian and Catholic commentator. Sir, thank you very much for being with us. Psychological testing for potential priests isn't anything new, is it?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm surprised that this is so much of a story, although what you read out suggested that it was regular psychological testing. In other words, it goes on throughout a priest's life. That would, I think, be new. But no, certainly in this country, it's been a regular feature for both religious orders and for the diocesan clergy.
But does it indeed show that the Belgian church, the Catholic Church there, is actually looking at trying to find a way out of this mess that the church is in?
Well, the Belgian church has been particularly badly affected, I think, by it all.
Michael Walsh, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time here on World One. As world leaders gather at the UN for the 66th General Assembly, CNN's senior UN correspondent Richard Roth is there, and he joins us now live with more on that. Richard.
Good morning,
Zain,
London.
let's see what newspapers are saying about this. In the U.S., the Los Angeles Times has the headline, "Face Off at the UN." The editorial says the looming United Nations vote on Palestinian statehood is not a cause for celebration. It is merely further evidence of the utter stalemate of the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. From Saudi Arabia, there is an opinion piece in Arab News with the headline, UN bid will divide wheat from chaff. It says Mahmoud Abbas may have much to lose by defying Washington and Tel Aviv, but he may also have more to gain. After 60 years of oppression and humiliation, it's beyond time that he held fast to his principles, gain the respect of his people, and let the chips fall where they may. And finally, here in the UK, The Guardian's headline is "The Deviant President," referring to the Iranian president's arrival at the UN. The comment piece says the annual trip to the United Nations in New York will this year be a rite of passage for more than one leader. The spotlight is on the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, but in its own way, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's pilgrimage will be just as instructive. Remember, you can read all those articles in full at facebook.com/W1CNN. This is World One, live from London. They won the Champions League just over a year ago, but Italy's Inter Milan are on the verge of parting company with their third manager in 9 months. Welcome back. We've got some breaking news in the world of football to share with you. Don Riddell brings us all the late-breaking details, Donnie.
Thanks very much, Monita. Inter Milan have employed 4 different managers since the start of last year, and they are now looking for a 5th, having just sacked Gian Piero Gasperini after only 5 games of the new Italian season. Within the last on the sacking at Inter Milan.
10 million.
Yes.
Is it too late for me to take up golf, you reckon?
It's never too late, Monita, but I would start buying some lottery tickets if that's what you're looking for.
That's the plan. It's going to happen. Don, thank you very much.
You're watching World One live from London.
A typhoon has made landfall in Japan, bringing winds of more than 160 kilometers an hour. Maya Ramos is at the World Weather Center with details on that. Mari.
Monita, this is really a huge storm system, and the main concern continues to be the rain, the relentless rain that is falling across these areas. I want to start you off with this map from the Japan Meteorological Agency, and you can see all of these areas in red. The red is the warning.
Mari, thank you.
You're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain Verjee.
I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. We'll update you on the news headlines at the top of the hour, including the story of those Americans detained in Iran, supposedly expected to be freed any time now. Stay with CNN.